Welcome back to the deep dive. When I first picked up this book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, I thought it would be all about,
Right?
investment strategies or maybe real estate tips.
Yeah,
But the author, T. Harv Eker, he takes a totally different approach.
right.
It's all about mindset.
Mhm.
And that's what we're diving into today.
Yeah, that's what makes it so intriguing. It challenges the conventional wisdom about wealth creation.
Right.
Arguing that your financial blueprint is largely determined by your ingrained beliefs and thought patterns.
Exactly. And one of the most striking ideas in the book is this. Rich people are bigger than their problems, and poor people are smaller.
Hmm.
Now, I know that might sound a bit oversimplified at first, but
Well, it's a powerful metaphor, though, for
Mhm.
understanding how our mindset really shapes our reality.
Okay.
The book isn't suggesting that wealthy people don't face challenges. It's about their capacity to handle those challenges.
Okay, so let's break that down. What
Mhm.
does it really mean to be bigger or smaller than a problem?
Think of it this way. Everyone encounters problems.
Ah,
It's an inevitable part of life. The difference lies in how we perceive and react to those problems.
okay.
Someone with a smaller mindset might feel overwhelmed and defeated by a challenge, while someone with a bigger mindset sees it as an opportunity for growth.
Oh, so it's not about the size of the problem itself, but rather the size of our inner resources to deal with it.
Exactly. Eker uses this analogy of a scale from 1 to 10 to illustrate this concept.
Okay.
Imagine a level 5 problem, something challenging but not insurmountable. Now, if your inner strength is at a 2, that problem's going to feel like a 10.
Right.
But if you've cultivated your inner strength to a level 8, that same problem suddenly feels much more manageable,
Yeah.
maybe even a 3 or a 4.
Interesting. So where do you think this inner strength comes from? Is it something we're born with, or is it something that we can develop?
That's a great question. And the book dives into this idea that our financial blueprint is heavily influenced by our childhood experiences,
Uh-huh.
the beliefs we inherited from our parents, and the messages we absorbed from our environment. But the good news is that we're not stuck with that blueprint.
So we can actually reprogram ourselves to develop greater inner strength and expand our capacity to handle challenges.
Absolutely. That's the empowering message of the book. We have the power to change our mindset, to challenge our limiting beliefs, and to develop the mental and emotional resilience needed to achieve financial success and, more importantly, overall fulfillment.
And there's this one part in the book that really made me chuckle. It's this suggestion that when you're facing a particularly daunting problem, you should shout, mini me.
Yeah, that's a fun little technique Aker recommends to shift your perspective.
Yeah,
It might seem silly at first, but there's actually a psychological basis for using humor to disarm our fear response.
right. It's like taking the seriousness out of the situation and reminding yourself that you're bigger than the problem.
Mhm.
But I'm curious, is that the only way to achieve this mindset shift?
There are definitely other strategies the book outlines. We'll dive into those later. What's important is to recognize that focusing on the problem itself actually makes us smaller.
Oh, it's like feeding the problem energy and allowing it to dominate our thoughts and emotions.
Exactly. And that's where the concept of the financial warrior comes in, which is another key idea from Secrets of the Millionaire Mind.
Oh, yes. The financial warrior. Tell me more about that.
It's about developing a mindset of courage, resilience, and a willingness to conquer challenges head on.
So it sounds like the financial warrior isn't about battling like external enemies,
Right.
but rather conquering our own internal limitations.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that the biggest obstacle to our success is often ourselves, our limiting beliefs, our fears, our tendency to self-sabotage.
So how do we cultivate this financial warrior mindset? Does the book offer any
Yeah,
specific strategies for becoming more resilient and
it does.
conquering those inner demons?
Absolutely. One of the key strategies is shifting our focus from problems to solutions.
Oh, and I remember there's a section called Millionaire Mind Actions, which
Yeah.
seemed like a practical toolkit for
Yeah.
putting these principles into practice.
Yes, those actions are designed to help us reprogram our thinking and develop more empowering habits.
Okay.
For example, one of the actions is to write down 10 actions you can take to solve a specific problem.
I love that exercise because it forces you to move beyond complaining and into like a proactive mode.
Right.
Even if you can't solve the problem immediately, the act of brainstorming solutions is incredibly empowering.
Yeah. It shifts our energy and attention towards possibility rather than dwelling on the negativity of the problem.
It's like that famous quote, the problem is not the problem is your attitude about the problem.
Exactly. And that's where the financial warrior mindset comes in. It's about cultivating an attitude of resilience, resourcefulness, and a determination to find a way forward no matter the obstacles.
So instead of feeling defeated by challenges, we should see them as opportunities to test our strength and develop our financial warrior muscles.
Yeah, that's the idea. Iker even talks about welcoming challenges because they force us to grow and expand our capacity to handle even bigger things in the future.
Yeah.
It's like that saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Right. But it's not just about becoming stronger, right? It's also about expanding our container for success, our ability to hold and manage greater wealth and abundance.
Absolutely. And that's why this work is so much deeper than just financial strategies. It's about personal growth and developing the inner resources to create a life of true fulfillment.
So if we connect this back to the listener's goals,
Yeah.
whether it's starting a business, improving relationships, or simply living a more meaningful life, the message is clear.
The message is that we have the power to create the reality we desire by cultivating a mindset of abundance, resilience, and a willingness to face our challenges head on.
And those millionaire mind actions are a great place to start putting these principles into practice.
Yeah, they offer practical steps we can take every day to reprogram our thinking and develop those financial warrior habits.
Yeah, it really is fascinating how much our mindset shapes our reality. And this book gives us
Right.
like a tangible framework for understanding those
Mhm.
often invisible forces.
It does, and it goes beyond just theory, providing actionable steps we can take to create lasting change in our lives.
Right.
Remember Eker's personal story of losing his first million and then rebuilding his wealth. That's a testament to the power of these principles.
Yeah, it's incredibly inspiring to see how he applied these ideas, not only to achieve financial success, but also to overcome significant challenges and setbacks.
Yeah,
That's something I think a lot of listeners can relate to.
absolutely. And that brings us back to this crucial question. How do we apply these concepts to our own lives, to our own unique goals and challenges?
Right. It's not enough to just understand the concepts intellectually. We have to actually put them into practice.
Right.
So what's one key takeaway you would want listeners to walk away with today?
If I had to choose just one, it would be this. Start by identifying the problems in your life that are actually opportunities for growth, disguised as challenges.
Right.
It might be a fear that's holding you back,
Mm-hmm.
a limiting belief that's sabotaging your efforts, or a difficult situation that's pushing you outside of your comfort zone.
So instead of viewing these as roadblocks, we should see them as stepping stones on the path to becoming the biggest versions of ourselves.
Exactly. And that's where those millionaire mind actions come in. They can be powerful tools for shifting our perspective and moving from a place of feeling stuck to taking action.
So for the listener who's ready to start applying these ideas, what's one specific action they could take right now?
Pick one problem that feels particularly pressing or relevant to your current goals.
Okay.
Write it down at the top of a page, and then brainstorm 10 possible actions you could take to address it. Don't censor yourself. Just let the ideas flow.
Okay.
You might be surprised at the solutions that emerge when you shift from a problem-oriented mindset to a solution-oriented one.
That's such a great starting point, and it perfectly encapsulates the essence of Secrets of the Millionaire Mind.
Right.
Empowering yourself to take control of your financial destiny and create a life of abundance and fulfillment.
And remember, this is a journey, not a destination. There will always be new challenges and opportunities for growth. The key is to cultivate that financial warrior mindset that allows us to face those challenges with courage, resilience, and a commitment to becoming the best versions of ourselves.
Well, thank you so much for guiding us through this deep dive into Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. It's been an incredibly insightful and empowering conversation.
It's been my pleasure.
And for all of you listening, we hope this deep dive has sparked some new ideas and inspired you to embrace the power of your own millionaire mind. Until next time, keep exploring, keep growing, and keep diving deep